Okay, welcome in. Oh, we definitely have to mute that. Okay. Morning melt. Where did I put my little igniter here? There we go. Couldn't find my igniter for a second. So welcome into the morning melt. This is where we do our daily work. This is the grind. Like that. Or as we used to say in the Marine Corps, the suck. What's up, Nova? How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Good morning, TikTok. How are you doing? What's up, Big E? How you doing, my friend? All right, so we are rocking this morning. So this is the daily grind. This is where production gets done, everything gets done. This is life of a glassblower. We are just doing the daily grind. The nighttime stream is the fun stuff. But yeah, this is the daily grind. All right, we're going to go over some of the stuff. This is the rows we did last night on the live, bringing it in. And we're going to trim all this up. We're going to finish these products up, and I'll show you the end result. Yeah, this is the grind. Yep, there we go. Got to pull this down. Good to see you, Nova. How you doing? Leslie, how are you? Katie, what's going on? Bobby, good morning. All right. So we got to pull this down. So this is stuff I can't do at night, like when we finish these flowers. I can't do this because the flower head's hot as hell. You know, it's 3,000 degrees. So when you go to trim that, you can't grip it up here. That's why I have to do it the next day. Then there's the mini version that we did last night. What's up, Groves? How you doing? So there's the mini version. We're going to grind that down into this vase here. So this is the little vase we did last night. Man, my bench is messy as hell right now. We definitely have to clean the hell out of this. But that is the job. Bench does get messy. Stuff happens. And there we go. So this one will fit into that little mini vase right there. But right now I can't put it in there because it's hot. It's going to melt it. This is the drawback. So a lot of people ask about the glass. So right now I just trimmed that little section right there, okay? That little bit, that's still 1,500 degrees. Literally 1,500 degrees. But visually you can't see it. Which, yeah, that part sucks. That part is not fun. What's up, Tom? How are you? All right, there is the double hummingbird we did last night. I'm going to trim this off. Again, I have to do this in stages because while we had this in the kiln, it's 1,100 degrees. I don't have the opportunity to grip it solid and be able to burn this off. So that's why everything has to be done in stages. Now this will probably crack right here, and that's okay because we're tearing it off anyway. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And there we are. We're just going to pull it down very soft. Like that. Now I'm going to bring it over. Actually, use side cam. Let's go to the side camera. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. That's quick. I got to put this on a foot pedal. So we got the hot portion right here. I'm going to bring it over. You can definitely see it glowing right there. Okay, we're going to let it cool. We're at 2,000 degrees. And she just cooled down to about 17 and about 1,500 degrees right there. But visually, you can't see it. It doesn't look hot. And that is the drawback when that stuff happens. And people make that mistake, especially a rookie. You make that mistake of grabbing it. Not pleasant. Definitely not pleasant. All right, we're going to pop this in the kiln for preheat. And then I'm going to preview this. I think maybe this week or next week, we're going to start the new version of this guy. So this is the Dragon Dagger. And I'm going to start the new version of this one. We're going to redo this, build a brand new one. And we're going to pop wings off to the side instead of the claws. I'm going to actually make wings coming off. And we're going to put a dragon spine on the back here. So I'm going to kind of make a dragon spine instead of flat grip. Because nobody's really gripping this to really use it. So might as well make it decorative. Right? And then there's the blade. This is one of the best blades I've ever done. This particular one is actually one of the best blades I've ever done. Look at how even that is. Not a single problem with it. All right, now we're definitely going to test out the side cam right now for the detail. I'm going to bring this over. Let me know if you can see the details in this very clearly. We're going to test this out right now. So we're going to the side cam. Can you see the dragon head clearly now with the teeth and the eyes and everything in there? Because that's one of the things I've been trying to show is the detail. You can't see the teeth from a distance. So there. And there's the eyeball. You can even see the eye in it. And that's the problem. I've been doing this for a while, and you can't see the detail without this guy. And I think that makes it show up a lot better. You skip out on all that. You know, what does it really look like? No bongs, no dongs. Sorry. No bongs, no dongs. Not going to happen. I don't have a problem with the industry, okay? You are welcome to choose whatever you want for your life and your choices. I will never judge you, okay? Not going to happen. But it's just not my thing to make. You got to have a passion to want to make it, and I don't. I used to a long time ago, but I don't anymore. I have no passion for it. All right, we're going to use the side camera one more time, and I'm going to show you the UV effect on this. Okay, ready? We're going to go to the mushroom here, just so you can see the detail here. Ready? Now, this is the UV reaction. Look at that. So this is under blacklight, normal, blacklight. And that is the Lucy with the uranium. So that's what I'm talking about with this side cam. See how much better that is? And that's like a cheap-ass webcam. I can't even believe how good that webcam is. These guys are 15 bucks. Get it while you can. Because they won't be for very long. And then there is version number 2. We did this one earlier. Use the side cam one more time. So we're going to try that one more time. Yeah, the side cam definitely has better detail. I need to put it on a hotkey though. Right now I'm using a software called MELD Studio, and I got to figure out how to hotkey that. So there is the UV mushroom with the Lucy in the sky. So these are the two versions of it. I did one with a white cap and one without. So this one has the white cap. This one doesn't. Can you see? I don't know if there's much of a difference other than the top of the mushroom. Can you see the difference there? Oh, shit. There we are. So that, the one that looks a little more lime green has the white underneath it, and the other one does not. I like the white version. I think that looks 10 times better. I just think it pops better. I think it absolutely looks 10 times better. What fuel does my torch use? Oxygen and propane. Like a barbecue tank killer. All right, there we go. So yeah, that is the white on the top. It is intense. We're definitely going to do more of that. Back to the normal grind. Yeah, the side camera, I cannot even believe how, mine's digital. Yeah. I cannot even believe how clean that side cam is for a webcam. I mean, it's unbelievable. All right, we're going to break all this off. Actually, I'm going to show you something interesting here. Y'all want to see a little trick that nobody ever shows? I'm going to show you how to do crackle glass. Okay, we're going to melt this in a little bit. So what happens is glass cracks. If you dip it in water real quick, it can shatter it, and then you get a crack, right? If you fuse it very lightly on the outside, you can seal the outer portion of the cracks and leave it on the inside. Well, it's having a hard time focusing on that one, that's for sure. So right now that is cracked on the inside, but the outside is fused, it's smooth. And you could technically leave it like that and it would be perfectly fine. It would be perfectly fine. So if you ever see crackle glass, that's how they do it. They crack it and then they just fuse the outer portion of it and it seals it back together. It is internally still fractured, though. They used to cheat, though, little sneaky guys. The method for that, there was a cheat method. And the cheat method was you would crack it, and then they would use, yeah, I'll show you the dragon again. So the cheat method was you would crack it, and then they would use glycerin. Like the cooking material, glycerin or whatever, to seal it. So they'd like dip it in a acrylic glycerin stuff. That's how they used to cheat it, if you wanted to do it that way. Yeah, side camera, I think, is kicking butt. Absolutely. I'm going to bring out the dragon one more time so you guys can see the detail. Without the... I'm going to show you the difference. I don't think without the side cam you can get the detail. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with either one of the webcams. Even my DSLR can't pick it up. All right, so if I bring it over like this, you can kind of see the detail, right? You see a little bit into it. Now, when we bring it over here and we pop on side cam, now you can get right up close and personal with it. So there's little dragon nose. You can even see the nostrils. I even put nostrils in it. See the little nostrils right there? And then we put the teeth. Got the eyeball right there. Now I see so many people making the dragons and they try and add the little teeth in there independently. The wrong way to do it. You have to actually build the teeth. You have to carve it in there. I have a specific tool I use to carve those teeth. Yeah, that is the dragon head right up close and personal. Like that. See? Right there. There's the nostrils, teeth, and eyeball. I like dragons. I'll show you one that I really like. Let me grab it here. This guy's kind of cool. I like this one. So this has the little independent teeth done separately on here. We'll use a side cam on it. I don't know if this will show up. I'm gonna actually have to pop it out of the wood. But yeah, you can see the independent teeth are really hard to do that way. I'll bring it over. Grab this guy. So that's just a different version. That's where we did the eyeballs in there. We carved it in. Didn't do so much. And the nostrils are separate. So this one you put little dots and make the nostrils separate. Create it that way. And just kind of change it up. I made different dragon horns for it. The only thing I don't like about this one is it kind of looks like it's ready to poop. I was going to change it up. It just looks like it's ready to poop. Like go to the bathroom. I don't care for that. But I don't want to reheat it and try and bend it a little bit. Yeah, the side view for that dragon head, it actually looks really good. Can I make a crown? Possibly, but I'm not going to do that for any time soon. How much does what cost, Robert? Dragons do have to poop too. That is true. All right, let's get started. We're going to kind of make a few hummingbirds right now. So this is the guy we did last night. I'm pretty happy with the dual version. First time we've ever done the dual flower with the bird, or dual bird on the flower. Kind of dig it. I like it. We're going to park it off to the side though. Actually, I'm going to hang it up. Maybe pull the jellyfish off for a little while. I don't know if this guy will hang in the traditional sense without breaking. Nope. Let me grab a hook. We need a hook. God damn it. Slide that in. It's probably going to drag down though. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem. I have a metal hook somewhere and I can't. Oh, there it is. Crap. There, that'll be better. There we are. We'll leave that guy sit there. Then this is, again, the peace roses we did last night. I love this. We'll use a side cam for this. And then I got to actually get to work. We're showing off yesterday's stuff. This is kind of like a real-time kiln reveal. So this is the peace rose. And those colors are all done with pure gold and silver. And I do not have my normal flashlight. Some bitch. I don't have any flashlight here. Okay, I guess that, no flashlight. So there we are. So that's the peace rose with the yellow and pink in the large version. And then this is the mini version. Should be able to sit in the vase now. For some reason, that color just looks... that looks like lipstick pink to me. That really looks like a pink lipstick color. That gold. We're going to bring this out. We're going to bring this guy over and I'll adjust the bench and the camera view. There we go. Leave that guy out. Right? Park this over that way. There. That way you can see the stuff from yesterday. What's up, Jen? How you doing? All right, we got to make some hummingbirds. Got to do a pink and a teal. We're currently filling some orders. Put my Spyderco away. And let's get it. Let's get it. There. Might as well throw these guys up front too. Might as well put these guys up. Although that's going to melt. I know that's going to melt. All right, let's go. So this is the morning grind. And the morning grind is exactly what it sounds like. The morning grind is where this is my production day. Okay, this is what life of a glassblower really is. Okay, there's no fluff, there's no, entertainment value is necessary. I'm not making something to wow everybody. I'm making it to fill orders. And the misconception out there is that if you become a glassblower, you just make all this wonderful art and you can make whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, and make a living. And that's just not the fact. Bentley's mom, go to thefieryguy.com. Thefieryguy.com. And you'll see some flowers there. These are not, I don't think they're on there yet. But if you want one of these, let me know in particular. Especially the peace rose with the yellow, pink, and white. And we will do that. We just created on thefieryguy.com things that are made on live stream. So if I'm making something and you say you want that and you dibs it, you can now go in and purchase it. There are like 20 different price points that you can pick from. And then you just put a note in the comments when you go to purchase, the item that you want, the date that it was made. So I could go back and review it in YouTube. Then there's no confusion, no problems. All right, so we're going to bring this in. Yeah, we're kind of, this is the daily grind. Yeah, I'm trying to steer away from Etsy, Bentley's mom. I'm really trying to move away from there. Etsy used to be a fantastic platform, but they have gotten almost abusive to sellers. And I'm tired of it. I'm doing my own website. What's up, Uncle Scooby? It was my birthday yesterday, correct. You were correct. It was my birthday yesterday. Yeah. Bought a blind bag on. There you go. Yeah, the mystery bags are awesome. Victoria, you like the voice? I hate my voice. But I know a lot of people like that. I hate listening to myself. Every time I have to edit a video, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to hear myself. Yeah, I do. Kevin's book, thank you. Yeah, thank you. No worries. Hey, it wasn't a big birthday. It wasn't a milestone one yet. It's just another trip around the sun. We're all good. Thank you for the birthday wishes, though. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jada. Yeah, just another day. All right, so we're going to pull this out. Out and down. So this is making the tail for the bird. So yeah, this is the daily life right here. This is the grind. So we're going to use the turquoise right now. Kevin, thank you for the roses. Mark, thank you. And thank you for all the birthday wishes, everybody. Yeah, every year counts. I just don't put an emphasis on it anymore. I just don't. I was just watching one of my favorite YouTubers on here. He was talking about kind of life in general. and how you just have to live your life every day, and you got to live according to your rules and what you want to do. And if anybody doesn't like it, it's okay. Thank you, Kevin, for all the gifts. So, yeah, it's a really, he's on TikTok too. He's on TikTok and YouTube. He goes under the name Big E, and I highly suggest you go check him out. He's awesome, actually. One of the most authentic people I've seen. You'd like him, Kevin. So if you have not followed Kevin's book, you got to give Kevin's book a follow. Kevin is one of my favorite humans now. Kevin made a book based on his experience as an investigator for Homeland. And Kevin investigated pedophiles, essentially, and took them down. Probably one of the most respectable things I've ever seen. Good morning, L to the B. And I have to admire his dedication to doing that. You know, because it isn't just the fact that you get to take them down, but imagine all the stuff Kevin had to witness. And that's the thing. Yeah, he saw things none of us should ever see. And that's the respect I have. You got to do that job. You got to see things you don't want to see. So, big shout out to Kevin. And if you're on YouTube, Kevin's book, his name is Hunter of the Damned, the book is. And I highly recommend you go give it a whirl. Yeah, I agree. You don't want to hurt anybody in the process. You know, I'm not out to hurt anyone, that's for sure. I'm quite the opposite. I would rather lift people up than take them down. But I'm not going to sugarcoat things either. Yeah. I'm like the best friend and the worst friend. Because if you're messing up, I'm going to tell you. Even if it ruins the friendship. You know, if you are messing up, I will flat out tell you. And if it ruins the friendship in the process, it does. But that's just the way I am. All right, let's bring this in. We're going to make the wings. Now, this color is gorgeous. This is the teal. Love this color. It's from a different company that I normally don't buy from. I only buy like 3 colors from this company. But this color is absolutely awesome. And it's one of 3 colors I get from them. But I've never found this exact color combo on any other manufacturer, so. And I don't want to do without it. It's a great color. All right, so we got wing number 1 done. Oh, thank you. Yeah, metals make colors, correct. So, like this right now, I can tell you has chromium oxide in it, and probably a little cobalt to give it the teal. Chromium oxide gives you green. And there's like 2 different chromium oxides, though. You got chromium oxide and chromium trioxide. Each one does a different green. And so which one you use really matters. But in order to get this color, I can tell you there is definitely a little bit of cobalt in it. And then gold and silver also color the glass, but you can do that in a different way. I'll show you with the little flowers that right up front on the front of my bench. You can see kind of pink running around there. That's gold. The center of this flower right here, that yellow, is silver. shit, that hurt. I forgot. I don't swear. I don't normally swear. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to throw some money in the swear jar. So what happened is I hit this wing with the flame, and the wing deflected the flame and shot it down to my finger. It didn't burn it, but it got hot. But yeah, the flame got deflected by the wing and shot right to my finger. Like I said, it didn't burn, it just gets hot for a second. Definitely got to watch those flame deflections. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me right now. Oh, there it is. Need my little eyeball glass. Look at how small that is. That's why I make the eyeballs. And here we go. And then we got Grove's Glass Gallery on here. You guys got to check out Grove's. She is also a lamp worker, which is what I do. And she is doing an awesome job. And she does a lot of fun live streams. And I highly suggest you go give her a follow. She's also a moderator on here. Same with Kevin. And they definitely help my butt out. Keep the chat live. All right, so I'm going to show you right now this. We're going to use the side cam. I'm going to see if we can change the coloring visual here. Can you see how the color is a little lighter right here? You can see it up close and personal. Now you can see that teal color. It'll get a little different later down the road, but now you can see the actual color, not that false impression from the front cam. See the difference? You can't really tell right there. Yeah, it definitely shows the colors much better. All right, there we go. So yeah, that one's done. What's up, John? How you doing? I didn't see you. Yeah, I'm very well ventilated. If there was no ventilation here, I'd be passed out. You wouldn't even be close. Yeah, I definitely have ventilation going on. Yeah, we are on a little bit of a hummingbird run here. Working without any hand, you don't want any hand protection. Working with hand protection would be actually more dangerous. Did you know that? Because the gloves would catch on the glass, and then guess what happens? The rods move all over the place because they catch, and then they fall in your lap all over the place. Definitely don't want any gloves. I would never recommend gloves for basic work. Now, if I'm making a 3-inch or bigger marble or a big-ass project, yes, I will wear gloves only because of the radiating heat. No, you don't want gloves. Never. You want to have a tactile feel of the glass. The glass doesn't heat up at all. It does not transfer down. Okay? So no matter how long I leave it sit in this flame right here, it will never reach that point. It will not travel. Even the torch is not hot, see? Yeah, extremely safe. Thank you, Richard. So see, I'm like 3 centimeters away from, 4,000 degrees right there, and I'm not feeling it. Now, this is the only torch, the only one you can do that with, this brand. Do not try it with any other torch whatsoever. Ever. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. You learn something new? Well, then that makes me feel good. I like teaching on here. Education. I'll show you something really cool after we do this bird. I'll show you one of the things about heat transfer. It's an interesting little tidbit there. So stick around for about 4 more minutes. This bird will take me hummingbirds take me, 5, 6, 7 minutes, depending on how much I'm jibber jabbering. So let me finish this guy up and I'll show you something cool. All right, so we rolled it in there. This is white frit. Frit is basically a ground up glass, kind of like sea salt size. Yeah, I like free lessons, right? Gotta answer questions. I don't want anybody getting hurt. No, oxygen and propane. Propane is is the base. Technically, you can use hydrogen. It's a lot more dangerous to have around, though. And it's unnecessary. The only time you want to use hydrogen is if you're melting quartz glass. That doesn't even sound right, quartz glass. But yeah, quartz, you definitely want to have hydrogen. It'll burn a lot hotter. All right, where the hell did I put my punty rod? There we go. We'll just use you. All right, so we're going to pull the little template for the tail here. I call it a template, but it's a guideline, template, guideline, whatever you want to call it. So we grab it and we pull this way. Just helps me center the tail on here all the time. I guess that's a better term, centering it. It just allows me to know exactly where to put this tail. And it also kind of pulls the hummingbird body out a little bit. All right, this one is being made out of pink. We're going to switch that. I love this pink. This pink is awesome. And I actually like pink as a color. I think it's amazing. I wouldn't be wearing it all the time, but it's a cool color. I like pink in general. I think it's a cool color, especially if you have it matched up with black. Oh my God, that is cool. When I was younger, I wanted a VW bug, like the actual bug. And I wanted to drop it down, lower it down a little bit, and create kind of like a custom Cali bug look. But I wanted to paint it hot pink and have black accents. I was going to make it hot pink and black accents. What's up, Cheryl? Like black interior, hot pink exterior. I would have drove that thing everywhere. But I never got around to it. And now I don't know if my butt could handle the bumpy ride of a bug. I don't think I could handle it. Rock crystal quartz has been used in place of glass for many applications. Yeah, it has. Yeah, there's lots of quartz glass. I call it quartz glass, but there's quartz applications. A lot for scientific. I'm not very familiar with it, though. I can't speak too much on it because I'm not super educated on it right now. All I know is I tried it one time, and man, that stuff gets bright. Like you can't even look at the flame with normal glasses. Like mine right now wouldn't work for quartz. Too bright. It's almost like I think it's a TIG welder that gets bright. If someone could let me know. I think it's a TIG welder that gets hella bright, right? And same thing. All right, we're going to put a hook on here. Bring it down. Then we're going to come through and loop that bad boy right there. And she's looking good. Yeah, nothing wrong with a pink car. All right, we're going to make this loop a little more roundy. Doesn't take much. No, we're doing the hummingbird. What's up, Spider? There we are. All right, let's add the wings. So this is my favorite part right here, by far. Favorite part. Love making wings. And not just hummingbird wings, dragon wings, unicorn wings, bee wings, hummingbird wings, angel wings. Every one of them is a little different. But it's just one of those things that I kind of got into and I really liked. There we are. One more. Like that. Smooth it out. Oh, she's looking good. I'll show you from the side cam. There we are. So that's what I was saying with as far as making them on there. I don't use any tools. We just like to freehand it. So that's it before we get too far. Man, I love that look. I love that side cam. I absolutely love that side cam. This one takes a little while longer here because I have to let it kind of settle and stop moving before I completely separate it from this rod, because the wings always want to fall down with gravity. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Anyway, so that is why this takes a little while longer on this side. Not much, but just a minute longer. You want to stop the wings from falling down to the center where the hook is. You just take your time and kind of let that flow. Make sure they're balanced. I don't even have to adjust it. Perfectly balanced. Put the beak on. Now I've covered this 100 different ways. And I see people still making the mistakes. And I'll explain it and I'll show it to you in the side cam. Let me get these eyeballs on here. Nope. Too thick. Eyeball there. I hate doing these eyeballs. All right, so right there. So one of the things that happens is if you put that beak directly on the front of the head, it has a Pinocchio effect. As opposed to kind of pulling it from the bottom forward, it allows for the actual head to show like a head and not this spear-headed dagger coming off the end of it. I call it the Pinocchio nose if they do it that way. I just don't think it looks right. I really don't. So that's why you put the beak on the bottom where the jaw technically would be for a human. Put it on the bottom. Otherwise, you get a Pinocchio nose. And I think that's not the way to have it. I can't really flip it the other way. I do not care for the Pinocchio nose. I don't like it. All right, let me grab this here. We're going to pull a little more black. All right, so this is what I do with the little shorts too, okay? This is a little short rod. In order to make the little eyeballs, we got to pull this guy down into what I call a stringer, or a lot of people call it stringers, meaning you pull it from a thicker rod down to a string. I'm going to show you my method for doing this, and other people do it a different way, but I'm just going to show you mine. Bring it in here. Do an attachment. Like that. So a lot of people like to take this sucker and they will attach the end over here. So you want to have two ends so you can keep it straight. Otherwise it's going to bend all over hell. Okay. So you have this here. A lot of people take this and they start heating the whole rod and give it a one single pull. I don't think you get an even pull with that. So what I do is I start heating up one section and then I skim the flame. This isn't all the way in the flame. It is literally skimming it. Sorry. Okay, it is basically riding the top portion of the flame. It is not all the way in. If this was all the way in, it would get too hot and you would have no control on your pull. And you kind of angle it down so that you have a little tension and it's not warping. If I had it completely sideways, it would want to pull and create a dip in the middle from the weight. So pulling it this way eliminates that middle dip. And we just burn it off there. So now we're on a much more consistent pull like that. See, pretty consistent. No bends, no nothing to it. How long did the chandelier behind me? I spent like 6 months building that thing, but let me preface that by saying I wasn't working on it with the intent of finishing it every day. Okay, so that chandelier was created when I had a warehouse with lots of employees. And I hung a chain off the rafters from the warehouse. And I just had the chain down there. And every couple days, I'd build one extra part for it. So I would make a part, hang it off there, take a look at it. And I built it in my spare time. So that was designed for just my spare time project. I didn't build it with the intention of finishing it right away. So that's why I say it was 6 months, but that has a caveat to it as well. All right, we're going to use my absolute favorite color, amber purple. I hope this is purple. I don't know if that's no, that's amber purple. So that is a beautiful color, believe it or not. We're going to make it into a beautiful color. What's up, Penthouse? Another one of my favorite glass artists right there. So see those little ambery colors? We're going to use that. I'm going to show side view. This is definitely going to show the color. Oh, bring it back out. There we are. You know what? I do have a little bit of flash. I can use my phone. It's not picking it up as well. It's not working as well. But anyway, there is the color right there. So this will be a full color when we get done. Right now, it's just kind of in its clear form. But we got to make the hummingbird out of amber purple. Man, I got these bugs attacking my head. I feel like I got a problem with it. Nope. No taking your phone call. Not today, Satan. All right, let's make the hummingbird. Can I make a dragonfly in purple? Yep, I sure can. All right, let's go. So we're going to add in the body for the hummingbird. Again, we're filling orders. This is the daily grind. So this is what my life looks like during the non-entertaining streaming hours. Like at night, that's the entertainment side where we get to make funky, cool things. Right now, this is the day. This is like what it's like to do this as a job. It's still a cool ass job. I'm not complaining at all. But I'm just saying, it's different than what people imagine for doing this as a career. All right, here we go. Gonna melt that in there. So again, this is called frit, F-R-I-T. It is basically a ground up glass that looks exactly like sea salt. You know what? This will show it. So that is frit. Can you see the chunks on there? And that's what it looks like before we melt it all in. Like that. This is 32 years. So I've been doing this 32, but I grew up with it. So I had a distinct advantage having a mother that was a professional glass artist. Oh, thank you, Penthouse. Yeah, I've still got 10 pounds of Electrum. Thank you for letting me know, though. Yeah, I've still got like 10 pounds of Electrum. I bought a whole bunch of it when it first came out. I have to buy Ion and what's their white again? I can't remember the name of the white. Lotus. Thank you, Mama Steve and Sam. Yeah, I love the Lotus color. Dragonflies in here. Have I ever made a wolf or tiger? I sure have. Go to thefieryguy.com and you will see the wolf sitting there. The wolf is currently for sale on thefieryguy.com. All right, here we go. And we're going to pull the tails portion. And we're going to pull this down. By the way, I do have to fix my Discord link. I guess it's broken. I got to go in and fix the Discord. If you guys, when I get it fixed, if you want to join the Discord, it'll be pretty awesome. Hold on 1 second. We're going to keep that pretty much up to date. And we definitely have some stuff I have to do for the members on YouTube and the subscribers on TikTok. I keep saying we got to do some stuff, and I want to do a studio tour kind of thing. But I'm going to start incorporating more into the members and the subscribers on TikTok, members on YouTube. Add a little more content on there. Bring this out because, you know, you're helping support me with this channel, and it's still growing. I mean, it's not making a tremendous amount of money. It's doing okay, but it's not like this huge amount right now. So every member, every subscriber counts. It really does. So I got to go in and take care of the people that are taking care of me and helping everything grow. Pretty much everything that, like membership money that comes in for the YouTube channel, I'm reinvesting in this. Whether it's camera gear or audio, all that stuff. God dang, I got an itch and a half. Sorry to do that online, but it is what it is. Oh, let me show you the tail. Actually, we'll do this way. This might be kind of cool. So there's the tail. You can see that color coming in. We're going to change it right now. Okay, so be patient with me. Uncle Scooby, thank you. What'd you order? A rose? You want me to make it on live for you? All right, so we're changing the color here. Watch this. See how it just went a little darker? So we let it cool off, and we're going to reheat it. It gets a little darker again. And we're going to reheat it again. So you have to let it heat up, cool off, heat up, cool off, heat up, cool off, and it just keeps inviting that color to change. See how much better it's getting? Wicked, right? What's up in Ireland? I got to come visit. I got to go to Ireland. It's on my places to go. Definitely want to go there. All right, let's pull this off. Yeah, let me message it. Let me send you a message and let's schedule a time so I can make the rose for you. And if you send me your girlfriend's name, I don't need the last name, just the first name. I will mention it on the live stream that this is specifically for her. And that way you can archive it and show her that this was made exactly for her. It wasn't a random piece. All right, here we go. You're going to burn this off. Freezing and raining quite a bit. Well, I live in Washington, so that's not unusual for me. Where do I get my rods from? It depends on whoever's got a sale. I don't care if it's ABR, Lampworks Supply, Mountain Glass, unfortunately, is gone, or ABR, Mountain Glass, or ABR, Lampworks Supply, or UST. I don't care who. I just go for whoever's having the best prices. And I would suggest if you're doing lamp working, you do the same. Don't be loyal to one company. I mean, you can steer your business to one distributor more often than not, but go for whoever has it on sale. I mean, the reality is you have to be your best advocate for best price. You know, because every dollar counts. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people go, well, that only costs a little bit. And then they're not making money and they don't know why. What's up, Ray? All right, so we're going to add this amber purple in here. We're going to do the wings. We're going to do this with the side cam too. I'm going to show you just how amazing this color is. The only drawback is they just raised the damn price of this color. They raised it by a lot too. This color just got super expensive. All right, there is wing number 1. Smooth that out. When I say smooth it out, what's happening is, actually with the detailed cam, I can show you. So see the front of that wing right there where near the head, the front of it? Whenever I'm doing that and I add the layers on, it creates all these little ridges. And that is a point of failure if you don't smooth it out. You can actually have the wings fail right there. So when I say I'm smoothing it out, that's what I'm blending together. We're blending the front of those wings up. There we are. And bring it up here. Here we are, we're all blended together. Make sure they're even. Nope, a little off. Give it a little bend there. Then we're going to add in the beak. Nice little smooth pull there. And we just finished this for the eyeballs. Now we're good. All right, so we're going to show some beautiful combinations here. Bentley's mom, thank you for being the Level Up Sparks there. Congratulations. Oh, I got to do my TikTok CAPTCHA. I hate this CAPTCHA thing. I think it's the dumbest thing on the planet for live streaming. Really? So for those of you who don't know, you got to do this little CAPTCHA thing on here to make sure you're an actual live streamer and streaming. All right, we're going to go to the side camera. Here we go. You ready? Here we are. No, there we are. So we're going to use the side view. Okay, so now you can take a look at those wings. All right, notice they're very clear. God, I hope I don't crack this thing. So we're going to heat them up and cool them off. Layer after layer. And you're going to start seeing them get a little darker. I'm going to show you the stages that happens with. Okay, a little bit darker there. Notice it got a little bit darker right there. We're going to do that again. So you want to heat it up, not enough to melt it again, just enough to kind of get it glowing. And notice that we start getting this color coming through. When we do it again, Getting this color to work properly is an actual art form. This color takes a little while to master. It is not as easy. Look at that though. Now you know why it's my favorite color. And then one more time. Like that. And then we got that color transferring through. Did I tell you that was going to be a beautiful combination there? I don't know if you can see that purple hue to it right there on the bottom wing. There's a little slight purple to it. And that's why it's called amber purple. In certain light spectrums, it will have that purple hue. All right, we got to garage this in the kiln real quick because I let it cool down in the back end too much. So yeah, right now I am currently filling orders. This is the daily grind. This is what glassblowing really is. Okay, if you are going to do this as a career, this is what you have to do. There's no getting around it. You cannot cheat this. You know, there is no, getting out of it. Katie, she's doing good. Yeah, the purple will come in. It was a slight hue to it. It'll come in. I don't have my little flashlight here, or I'd be able to hit it. Normally I have my little flashlight that I can hit it and show you the different spectrums here. Yeah, it is a little bit lost, but it's coming back in a big way. A lot of people interested in glass. I'm doing good, Vincent. How many hours a day do I average in glass? 6 to 8. You know, sometimes I don't live stream on here because it's an item that is a memorial that maybe someone didn't want made on live, or several different reasons. But I don't live stream everything. I do make a few functional items. I'm just going to leave it at that. Very rare, but I don't live stream those either. Yeah, we definitely don't go down that path. All right, so we're going to heat this up. We're basically making a ball. Then we're going to roll it into the frit. I love this side cam because we're going to be able to show you what the frit looks like. I tried to describe it and people don't get it. And I understand because I don't have the best description. But when I show you, then you get it. So we roll it into the chunky stuff. I call it the chunky monkey. So that is what the frit looks like before we melt it in. You can see it in there. It has that really gritty, grindy look. That's what I'm saying. That's frit. It's a chunky glass. And it doesn't have to be white. It can be any color, even a mixture of colors. What's up, Sarah? How you doing? Alex, what's going on? Yeah, that's good. Several people. Yeah, don't stress on learning it. Nothing to stress about. You just dive right in. And honestly, if you are not failing at certain items, like if you're making glass in this as a career and you don't have things breaking, you're not trying hard enough. You should always be pushing new designs, new evolving, and that involves stuff breaking. Kind of like watching SpaceX. You know, how many of the rockets blew up before they kind of got it right? Same thing on this. You know, you got to try several different ways, figure out what worked, what didn't work, and then you change it up from there. Okay, got that done. So yeah, if you're not failing, you're not trying. That's just a hard truth. You picked the bluish green rose because of Mary's favorite color is seafoam green. Okay, yeah, I got you. We'll make it. I got you. We're gonna make it awesome for you. All right, so we're doing lime green right now. So this is the process I'm currently filling in order. There we are. Okay. I'm gonna actually turn this down. Almost done. I don't know why, but this one did a beautiful job flaring out. Can you send PMs via YouTube? You can. Best option, though, is to message me at the email, though. I might not catch all the YouTube. I get like 300-400 emails through YouTube. It doesn't always go through. Yeah, I would send it through the website, to be honest. That one I can filter out. Yeah, I get a bunch of messages on YouTube and TikTok. I mean, TikTok's the one that really flies through. I probably get 500 to 600 messages on TikTok. So it's really hard to filter all that out. I don't know how people with, subscriber counts at 1 million subscribers get through that. I don't get it. That's tough. Can't imagine what their inboxes look like. All right, there we are. And we're going to bring it down. And we're looking good. I love this color we're going to work right now. This color is kind of like a lime green. It's called slime, like the Nickelodeon slime color. I think that's why they named it that, but it's a beautiful color. By the way, if you guys, you see Dragonfly Creation there, Dragonfly Creation 14, you got to check out Dragonfly Creation on YouTube and TikTok. She's amazing and doing live streaming just like me and creating glass. Definitely got to go check her out. And then you got Groves also. Groves Glass Gallery. Cameron, thank you for the jewels. Okay, one more here. Smooth it out. Pop over side. Isn't that color just freaking gorgeous? Look at that. Love that color. I think that is, look at that right there. That color is the bomb. Yeah, that color is like, man, I love it. It's a little bit of a stiff color, meaning it doesn't flow as well as others, but that's okay. It's worth it. I'll sacrifice the flow for that color. And we're gonna blend it in the middle here. Yeah, we're looking good. Love this color. Oop. That was almost a big ass accident. Pop a little eyeball there. And one on the other side. Oh. So this will be an interesting part. I'm going to show you something here. So we just finished this up. Look at that beak. So I meant to make the eyeballs and the beak droop down, right? Looks really bad. So when you do this, you can fix, this is why I love glass. You can fix it up. Glass is extremely forgiving. See that? Much better. That's why I love glass, because you can definitely, it's very forgiving. Pop that off. Nope, not gonna pop. But yeah, I love that color. And I just think it's amazing. Okay, we're gonna pull that amber purple one out like that. So we did that one earlier, but kind of got a little off center there. Smooth it out. So there's the amber purple version. I have no idea what just made that noise. All right, so we got to put these two together. Yep, you can buy from me. Just go to thefieryguy.com. Fieryguy.com. So we got to put these two together and extend a life. This is great practice for people, not just beginning glass blowing, but having done it for a while. You know, this is always good practice. Kind of keeps your skills refined. I know, maybe the ghost. Yeah, that's very possible. I don't know if you guys heard that noise back there, though. Like something made noise. I don't know what the hell it was. But if I can hear it through my earbuds. So the practice part is you want to try and put these two rods together and make it look like one. So try and make it look like it was whole all together again. Try and keep the same diameter when you push it together. I know Ghost hasn't been out in a while. Maybe it's doing its thing. I got to give it a, it's still wanting to bend. Like, it still wants to bend. There. So now you can see a little bit of that waviness where I fused them together, but for the most part, that is an even weld. And this is something that I always tell people when they're learning, you got to practice this. Got to practice it. Even after 30 years, I still do myself. I still run with it. How much do I sell the birds for? I don't remember. I think they're running on special, or I don't remember offhand because we just made new website. And unfortunately, the cost of glass went way up. I don't think we've changed our prices since the price increase yet. But you can go to thefieryguy.com and check it out. I don't think we've raised our prices, and I don't know if I will on the birds. Well, I'll have to take a look at, just how bad an impact the color increases are. But I think currently they are on the normal price. All right, so what this did is we extended the life of this pink by adding a clear rod to it. And the reason I do that is that clear rod is running about $3 a pound. That pink right there is about $30 a pound. So I want to maximize as much of this as I can. And in order to do that, I use a little clear to extend it. And it just kind of helps it out that way. But definitely want to maximize every ounce of color you can, especially right now. The costs have gone up through the roof. I know currently we are doing the hummingbirds in a box. It's like a bird nest. It's like a cute little packaging. Got to wait for it to cool off because it still wants to bend. See that? Got to wait for it to cool. Yeah, the costs have gone up. Not just, the glass costs have gone through the roof. Ghost investigations are cool as hell. That would be fun. Yeah, I've definitely got a ghost in my studio. Every once in a while, it makes itself be known. And it's never done anything malevolent, bad, but it's definitely existing. Okay, I definitely want to try something new too. While you guys are here, we're going to do it on live stream. Do I want to do it that way? Yeah. We're going to try a small sample of it. So we're going to take this white. I'm going to encase the uranium over the white. And we're going to pull it down into a usable rod. I'm hoping it looks really awesome. But, if it doesn't, it's okay too. At least we tried. So we extended a little bit of white right there. We're going to take the uranium glass. If you don't know what uranium glass is, it's this right here. It glows very, very bright green under a black light, like that. See how intense that is? So it's a nice, intense black green. Oh, there's a little Lucy there too. All right, we might try two different versions of this. So we're going to make basically a color on top of color. Man, I need to mute this damn phone while I'm live. Or at least set priorities. So we're going to encase all the way around. Then pull it down a little bit into a usable rod. And I want to see what the color combo looks like on a hummingbird and flower and different variations of this. A little bit more. I think I got just enough to go all the way through here. All right, so what we did there is we took a little bit of uranium and we encased it over white. I love uranium. Yeah, uranium is an amazing color. All right, so we're going to meld this attachment to it. Then we're going to pull it a little thinner. So every time you encase it, you have to pull it a little thin. It blends everything up, stops it from cracking and creating problems. Pilates sticks? I don't know what that is. Okay, right about there. It's acting a little weird. A little bit weird right there. So maybe we have the uranium coated over the white. I'm hoping that it makes the white kind of pop, and the uranium will pop out from the white itself, if I did it right. And then the last thing we're going to do on that is we're going to take some of that Lucy color and go over a little white. I'm curious about that one because the Lucy's the one that's always hard to get showing up. Mush that out. All right, let's grab, I've got a little section of the white right here. We're going to attach the Lucy on this. We're going to take a little of that white section right there where the bump and the non-bump is. We're going to use this. So this is the Lucy color. I'm going to bring it over so y'all can see it on the side cam. So watch this. Isn't that pretty? Isn't she pretty? You can definitely see that going through there. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that, Mom, of Steve and Sam. Right now, my plate's pretty full with new stuff. So that is the Lucy color. How much is the glass that you use? Well, the glass costs, yeah, it's roughly about $100 a pound now. It has definitely jumped up in price. It is not cheap anymore. There are some import colors from like China, which are very affordable, but I promise you those colors are going way up in price too. And it's not because they have a cost increase. The Chinese colors are going to go up because North Star colors and all the other colors jumped up in price. So there's this big variation and gap in there. And I guarantee you the distributors are going to look at that and go, I could raise my price on the import colors just a little bit and people will pay it because it's still less than North Star. Watch what happens on that for all my glass people. Mark my words, I said it today. The Chinese colors are going to jump in price. It'll still be less than North Star, but they're definitely going to jump. Nobody's going to leave their pricing the same. They're going to try and capitalize on this. All right, let's pull this one down. So this is the Lucy on top of it. They do it with fabric. Yeah, I'm sure they do it with everything. But for this specific industry, I guarantee you the prices are going to go up. I'd say give it about 30 days or so. So if you have to order import color, do it now. All right, so when this cools off, I'm hoping we got the pink and it just pops on here. I'm going to show you what the pink looks like in a pink and green version on a finished item. So we're going to set that off to the side too. There we are. Going to grab this guy. So we're going to use the side cam. So see that? So the color we just did was this one right here. This is called Lucy. Watch. Is that not freaking cool as hell? Now, I never went to a rave. I don't even know much about them from back in the day. But if you ever go to a blacklight party, this is the necklace you want to be wearing. You definitely want this bad boy out there. A little mushroom. Isn't that cool as hell? And it looks good without it, without the black light. That's what I'm saying. But that is intense. That's what I'm talking about right there. Set that little guy right there. Okay. Gonna attach this together and then figure it out from here. I got lots of work to do today. This is the daily grind. This is my actual production day. This is what it looks like during the day. This is how I make money. Except for when that happens. Yeah, that mushroom is amazing. What's up, Callie? How you doing? Callie just dropped in on YouTube. Not a real clean attachment there, but at least they're together. So that's that amber purple color. We extended it. Okay, I am going to take a short break for just a little bit. Be right back. Gonna grab some something to drink, a little mushroom coffee, and just get up and stretch my legs. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. So I am definitely coming back, and we're streaming all day today on the daily grind, essentially. And yeah, that's it until we do our 5:30 stream tonight, where we will be doing some fun stuff.